All right, the Business Advisory Show is delighted to welcome Melanie Power. Welcome, Mel.
Hi, it's great to be here. MYOB Partner Connect 19, where else would you be?
Exactly, where else would I be? Bahamas, Tahiti? No,
Melbourne.
I'd be...
Melbourne
in winter.
Cool.
So tell me a little about what you're up to, because the Business Advisory Show is really here to inspire accountants and bookkeepers to take a plunge and move into advisory services, not leave their business, their traditional business, but to transition to be more value adding.
Well, John, I'm really excited to be on the show. I mean, I think you and I are definitely kindred spirits with our passion for wanting to see accountants and bookkeepers, have that really successful business and move into advisory. But I am really championing the bookkeeping space. Obviously, I was at Xero for 4 years as their head of bookkeeping, and around a year ago I decided to really make the leap and go back to living life to my own plan, which is what we all go into business. We have that entrepreneurial spurt and boom, off we go. But my real commitment is to the profession of bookkeeping and helping them really take that step into advisory, but more so around getting the business development foundation set. So it's like once you get that stuff down pat, like having that sales and marketing methodology in place, no matter whether you're a sole trader or a larger firm, that methodology is going to serve you. So then you actually have the ability to go and do the important stuff, which is business advisory.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know enough about some of your history that you really had no problem generating new clients yourself when you were running your bookkeeping and advisory business, correct?
Yeah, so I'm a bit of a serial small business startup addict, I would say. I've had a lot of different businesses over the year. I've had accounting practices, bookkeeping practices, motorcycle dealerships, IT businesses, finance brokerages. And having those businesses is where I really learnt a lot around the sales and marketing methodologies. And it's that learning and that experience that I applied into my most recent bookkeeping business, which I grew quite quickly to 120 clients in a year, which is a really good innings for a sole operator. So my passion is to teach other bookkeepers how they can actually break out of that being in a job, so to speak, and start to get the foundations in there to actually have a business. So they're not stuck doing the stuff. Like, who wants to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And what do you, and this is an open-ended question, what is business advisory, what does that mean to you?
Great question. Business advisory is really about partnering with the business owner and helping them get from their current situation to their desired situation. So we as the advisor or consultant, it's our job to actually widen that gap and say, well, hey, we can actually build a bridge for you to cross that gap and help you get from where you are now to where you want to be. It's really that simple.
Interesting, yeah. And an analogy I love and have used for years, where are you now, where do you want to be, and what's stopping you from getting there? Yeah.
Do you know, I think I'm all about keeping things simple. So I figure if I understand it, then most other people are going to understand it, right? It's got to be simple. I think we can get too caught up in making things complex. In a business plan, sure, it's great to have it, but it doesn't have to be 50 pages long, and you don't have to spend hours doing it. Like, just work out those simple things. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? Reverse engineer it and just go do it. Make it happen.
Now, I've got a question based on my own experience, and I find that it's not just accountants, it's also bookkeepers as well. When it comes to their self-confidence and their self-esteem, to me it's almost the elephant in the room about helping them to build a better business. Yeah?
It is, and it's something that I'm pretty passionate about, and particularly working with women in business on this. I mean, Sheryl Sandberg talks about it very clearly. She calls it imposter syndrome. So if anyone, ladies, if you haven't read that book, Lean In, I really highly recommend that you read it. But it is about that, and especially when it comes to pricing and commanding the price that we deserve for the value we deliver, you've got to, address that elephant in the room and deal with it up front so that you can actually progress forward. But the beauty of that is once you get the confidence with that, then go help your clients do it. Because it's not just us as accountants and bookkeepers, our clients actually suffer from that same experience as well. So again, it's about getting them from where they are now to where they want to be, and it has to actually start with us first.
Yeah, I've got a great A-class example of that as a model student, two-partner accounting firm. I'll leave it at Stewart and Dye. They know who they are, but Stewart and Dye have done the courageous, and they have intentionally up the ante over a number of years, patiently and methodically, so that they're really only working with clients that A, value their advice, and B, are willing to pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah. Are there also examples you can think of in the bookkeeping space where, maybe under your mentorship or something, where they've been willing to do that? And, it's a bit scary at first, isn't it? But what are some of the outcomes and why that's worthwhile?
I love that. And everyone's got different things that they see as success. So Christina, you'll know who you are. Actually, if you pop onto my Facebook page, Christina's done a little testimonial there. You can hear about her story. But for her, it was actually being able to go to the client and make the shift from hourly to value-based pricing, and being able to go in and present the proposal and have the confidence to command that price. And she had one win. Go Christina, you're amazing. And then consecutively, she's won 5 new clients, and then she's transitioned her other clients over to that. So this is, a beautiful woman that is a sole operator. Now she's got a platform that she can actually grow and create a business from. So, it's hashtag winning.
Fantastic. I love that. What would be the first thing if you get a rookie bookkeeper who's not been in the business too long, and they're trying to grow the client base and their own self-confidence as well, and maybe their own strategy of how to do that? What would be the very first piece of advice that you might give them in that regard?
Well, it goes back to just what we were talking about before, John. It's really about working about what you want. Why are you doing this business? What does success mean for you? Are you happy where you are now? If you could change things, what would it be? Because once you know that, the other part's easy. We can give you, both what you and I do can actually give people the methodology to make that happen. So it's working about what you want first.
Yeah, well done. A typical question I love to ask, which often gives us reflectively multiple answers after we go off camera, but if you had your time over, what's been the most valuable lesson you've learned as a business owner, which actually helps you to become a better business advisor?
Focus and daily execution. So I like to think about business building as compound interest, really. A little bit each day, every day, over a period of time leads to exponential results.
Yeah, isn't it funny? A quote that we love to share in some of our teachings is that a lot of business owners, and we're not just talking about accountants and bookkeepers now, we're talking about business owners in general. They'll grossly overestimate what they can achieve in a year, and then be completely disappointed and underwhelmed when they don't achieve it, and then tragically never realise what they can achieve over 7 to 10 years and not set out to do that.
Exactly. Right? It's getting back to that. Why are you doing this? Why do you, where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What does that look like for you? And it's reverse engineering it. And then you take those small daily steps, and then you look every 3 months and go, well, I've come from here to here, and celebrate it. Reward yourself.
Yeah, that's such great advice. I totally agree with that. Anything else you'd like to share with us today?
I've just loved being on the show, and I loved catching up with you, and it's great to meet someone else as passionate as about business advisory and seeing accountants and bookkeepers be successful. Bring it on.
Thanks, Mel.
Thanks, John.